Yes, continuation of this topic only. Here is the foramen ovale and fossa ovalis. Now here these two upper chamber is the what we call this side is the left atria. Left atria opens into left ventricle through the one aperture. This aperture called as interatrioventricular aperture. What is the aperture name? Interatrioventricular aperture, which is guarded by the bicuspid valve. Left side bicuspid valve or the mitral valve. This is called as the mitral valve. Got it? This aperture known as the interatrioventricular aperture. Got it? This mitral valve or the bicuspid valve. Bicuspid valve. This is to have a cusp-like structure, tooth-like structures, which we call as the bicuspid valves. Right? So here, this aperture is means what the mitral valve is there. This is guarded by the mitral valve have a one hole. Through this only blood which is received here from the lungs. Actually, this one receives the lungs from the through that pulmonary veins. That's the reason pulmonary veins that have only oxygenated blood, even though they have a veins. All veins they should have a deoxygenated blood. But why pulmonary veins have a oxygenated blood means they are starting from the lungs. Two pairs of, this is the one pair and this is the one pair. These two pairs are opens into the left atria. Okay. Here this is the reason it has a oxygenated blood, which possesses the oxygenated blood. This oxygenated blood which during systole this should be goes into that ventricle, left ventricle through the mitral valve. When mitral valve open through that aperture it will be reaches here. In the same way here also have a valve is there. This is the aperture which you call as the guarded by the tricuspid valve. This is called as the right side is the tricuspid valve. How many cusps are there? 1, 2, 3. That's the reason tricuspid valve, which allows the blood from the upper right atria to right ventricle. How these right atria, this is the blood means from the superior vena cava and from the inferior vena cava. These two vena cavas, this is the blood from the upper part, head, trunk and neck. From the areas they will be cut the blood and drain into here. From here, from the lower part of the body, all that CO2 rich blood is collected to the right atria. From right atria to right ventricle, it will be reaches here through the when the tricuspid valve is opened. When the tricuspid valve is open, they should be drained here. Now here is the oxygenated blood is there. Here CO2 rich blood is there. Got it? Now here is it has a one arch is there, which is the pulmonary artery. This is nothing but pulmonary artery. This is the systemic arch, like an arch, no? This is called as a systemic arch. This is the aorta, right? Now here, these, which is the systemic aorta, have a semilunar valves are there, which are guarded by the semilunar valve, and pulmonary arch also guarded by the semilunar valve. The valve name is the semilunar valve. Semilunar valve. Both also called as semilunar valve. Separately called as the systemic valve and pulmonary valve, these two. Okay, semilunar valves are divided into two. Here is the systemic valve and here is the pulmonary valve. These two together are semilunar valves. Got it? And here moreover, where these two, actually that pulmonary artery and systemic aorta, one to one, they will be contact like this, like a branch, they contact. Where these contact, that contact location which we called as the ductus botalli, this is called as the ductus botalli. Okay, in the embryonic stage. In the adult, after that we call as a ligamentum arteriosum. That connection is called as the ligamentum arteriosum. Okay, in the embryonic stage where these two close proximity one to one, systemic artery, systemic arch and pulmonary artery, they are close proximity. That is a connection we call as the ductus botalli in the embryonic condition. After birth we call it ligamentum arteriosum. Right? Now, how blood goes from the left atria to left ventricle, right atria to right ventricle. For that, one more thing is the valves are there. Here is the valves are the AV valves. These are the two types. These two called AV means what? Atrioventricular valve. AV valves means what? Atrioventricular valves, nothing but what I wrote here. Right side tricuspid valve, left side bicuspid. These only called as the AV valves. Along with that, where the coronary sinus is there, this is guarded by the Thebaceous valve. This valve is there, and inferior vena cava where it is open, guarded by the, here is the inferior vena cava guarded by the Eustachian valve. Here it is the guarded by the one valve is called as the Eustachian valve. Thebaceous valve and Eustachian valve and AV valve and semilunar valves. These are the valves which are in the present in the heart. Right? Then moreover, here is the heart is cardiac muscle, you know, which is the specialized muscle which is having the auto excitability. So here it has a nodal tissue is there. Nodal tissue, the special patch of tissue and present here, which is called as the SA node. This is known as the AV node. SA node, AV node. These are the special nodal tissue which present in the right atria. Right atria. Got it? Exact location right atria, upper right corner. SA node is present. That AV node is present. Sinoatrial node and AV, atrioventricular node, which is present right side of the atria, lower corner near to the this aperture, that is called as a AV node, which is present here. Got it? Left atria collects the blood from only lungs. Right atria receives the blood except lungs. Okay, it should be received blood whole over the body part through the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, except lungs. Superior vena cava called as pre-caval vein. Inferior vena cava called as a post-caval vein. Post-caval vein. Got it? This should not be collect the blood from the lung. This only collects the blood from lung only through the pulmonary veins. How many two pairs are there? We are showing here, but these back onwards opens into left atria only. Where the pulmonary veins opens means shoot right left atria. What is the ligamentum arteriosum? In adult, where the connect between the pulmonary arch and systemic arch, that is called as a ligamentum arteriosum.